How much can one man do?
Well, he can lead the horse to water, which he's done, but he cannot make a drink, and the responsibility on his teammates here to back him up.
And now the national anthems.
Vamos acompanhar agora
check your pulse. Got goosebumps the size of coconuts listening to those wonderful anthems as the players have got butterflies in their stomach the size of seagulls. Even him and even him. The two wonderful teammates, the two friends exchange pleasantries. They're brothers in arms week in, week out. They rely on each other. They'll be coming at each other tonight, Phil, with daggers in their teeth. Get ready.
Getting set for the pictures. Mascherano battle-scarred, and maybe a few more on the way. Take a look at the starting lineups for the hosts, the five-time World Cup champions. The new regular starting keeper, the Rome backup Alisson. Alves and Marcelo down the flanks. Miranda joining Marquinhos in the middle. Fernandinho filling in for Casemiro with Paulinho and Renato Augusto. Gabriel Jesus up front with Neymar and Coutinho. Many ways a 4-1-4-1 if you stretch things out. And talent galore. The two ex-mates. And you talk about Messi, obviously. I don't think Dani Alves still gets enough credit for what he did when he moved from Sevilla to Barcelona and now to Juventus. Teaming up with Gonzalo Higuaín, who gets the call here today. Sergio Aguero will start this one from the bench. Romero, the Manchester United backup, still wearing the number 1. Otamendi and Mas on the flanks. Mori and Otamendi. Mascherano and Biglia with Pérez and Di Maria.
A lot of English influence along that back line. It might not be good for Argentina. Man City connection. Otamendi, Zabaleta, Mori, the Everton boy, going to be facing the hammers of hell coming at them from this Brazil team that looks beautifully balanced, Phil. Relying on the 19-year-old up top. And you know who Argentina are relying on.
Lionel Messi checking the jersey. A moment of silence before this one gets underway. Moment of silence for the passing of the former legend of Brazil, and here even in the NASL, Carlos Alberto, one of your old NASL compatriots.
Yeah, gentleman as much as he was a world legend in his class, Carlos Alberto, the eternal captain of Brazil.
In fact, they don't call him the big captain, they just call him Capita, the only captain. Julio Bascunyan, 5th year as a FIFA ref, the 38-year-old from Santiago. Of course, earlier today you saw Chile and Colombia dueling for 90 minutes in the heat with just a point shared between them. We'll give you an update on the table, but it does give Argentina a little bit of hope as they are playing catch-up now. We are underway. The Albiceleste defending the goal towards the right. The Verde Amarillo, well, they are defending the goal towards the left. Mentioned the match earlier today. Colombia against Chile in the heat and humidity of Barranquilla. That temperature and humidity in the 90s. It's a lot more comfortable, right around 70 here in Belo Horizonte. As far as Brazil and Argentina, as right now challenging Gabriel Jesus, Sergio Romero a little lax getting it out. The Albiceleste giving chase. Talking about two teams, two powerhouses, two of the best on the planet when it comes to national teams, but both of them have had troubles in this round of World Cup qualifying.
Certainly Argentina have at home. On the road they've been much better, but they've been having problems scoring. Now that makes no sense, and that's why we love football. But Argentina's got to answer their critics tonight and see if Higuaín can produce the good. It's going to be a situation for Argentina, in all likelihood. They'll be playing conservatively, looking to hit and sting Brazil on the breakaway. But Brazil with Dani Alves on one side, Marcelo on the other, it'll be all-out attack from the yellow.
How defensive does Argentina get? We'll have to wait and find out. It's Di Maria bursting up the middle, surrounded quickly by yellow shirts, and enough to touch it away. 4 in a diamond.
Oh, good ball.
And a threaded ball forward. Neymar.
Lovely turn.
On the wide side. Gabriel Jesus tries to sneak it through to Paulinho.
Lovely play from the Palmeiras kid. 19-year-old. Beautiful ball played into him, and he turns like a cork in a Chardonnay bottle. Wonderful first touch for the youngster. 4 goals in 4 games for Brazil.
Lineups brought to you by Volkswagen. There you see Alisson, the Roma backup, the 24-year-old, ex-Inter of Porto Alegre man. Fernandinho getting the call in place of Casemiro in the midfield, and Coutinho joining Neymar and Gabriel Jesus up front.
Another player that's just at the top of his footballing tree, Phil. Philippe Coutinho playing magic football for Liverpool.
Renato Augusto, who actually was a coach in Brazil before moving over to Argentina. The former FC Dallas youth Funes Mori joining Otamendi on the back line. Biglia returns, and Messi with Higuaín in the attack. Good effort by Renato Augusto there to contain on that far side, but on this near side, wonderful run by Higuaín, just not found. Bright start, very early in 3 minutes, but this situation here for Argentina is confidence boosting magic. Edge of the 18, that's where Messi wanted to get, but held up in a free kick. Take a look at this ball. When it gets pinged into him, it's instant control, and it's not just control. He sees Fernandinho coming over, and he touches it rainbow style over the top of the Manchester City midfielder. Lovely distance for him, Phil, as he got the moxie he usually does. This is a wonderful distance and angle for him. The ones that he practices till the moon turns to cheese at night, maybe just a little too far even for him. Famous last words. Lethal left foot, about a good 30-35 yards out, waiting the whistle, maybe even closer to 40. Messi drives it in low, maybe just wanted to get a little payback. All the way back to Mascherano. August 2016, when Edgardo Bausa stepped in. Nice. Far side, Zabaleta keeps his feet, but it pops up. Still a chance for Di Maria. Ballet-like, plucking it out of the air. And all the way back. Early signs is they're going to send Pablo Zabaleta up front and leave Emanuel is the stay-at-home defender. Zabaleta really pushing up high and wide. Still a wonderful player, 31-year-old Pablo, ex-San Lorenzo man. Holds it all the way back. Otamendi, his Manchester City teammate, up to Mascherano. Biglia returning. It's a brave start this for Argentina. You'd expect it to be the opposite sides of the table with Brazil pushing on, but certainly Argentina coming out and snarling with their bang showing, and Brazil pinned back. But those earlier raids that we saw previously, just like this, jackrabbit quick. Running to the inside, riding the challenge. Neymar, 3 in the middle. A little bump from Coutinho, and it just skips away. Tracking it down. Poor touch. Oh, Messi takes an elbow to the chin from Fernandinho right in front of the referee, and the card is already out. Referee's in perfect position, and the complaining for what? I don't know. It's skill. It is of a special sort. When this ball gets played into him, he chests it over the top of Fernandinho, I believe, Phil. Take a look. This is the end. Just being held back and gets the elbow in his face. Still haven't seen the skill that really embarrassed Fernandinho. The only way to stop him on the other side was to stop him with his arm. Good look at Fernandinho. Big shoes to fill in Casemiro. Miranda running Marquinhos on the back line today. Argentina and Brazil both started out slowly in qualifying. Argentina actually lost the opener at home against upstart Ecuador. Followed that up with a scoreless draw in Asunción, and then that 1-1 draw against Brazil. So no wins in their opening 3 matches. Did turn it around a little bit with victories on the road against Colombia and Chile, and a home win against Bolivia, but then disappointment in the Copa America, and Edgardo Bausa stepping into the fray. Deflected away by Marcelo, tries to sweep it from Enzo Pérez. Argentina will be looking to try to keep the lid on this Brazil team, but it's turned out to be a wonderful start for Edgardo's men. This Brazil side sting early, Phil. They've always scored within the first 15 minutes of the games that they have started, and Bausa's men really used to
being on this defensive side at home rather than on the road. It's a good start by Gonzalo's men. Marcelo still to find his team's rhythm right now.
Off to the near side, Dani Alves. Brazil also lost their World Cup opener on the road at Chile. Bounced back to beat Venezuela, but then that draw against Argentina.
That's brilliant if he meant it. Augusto.
The victory against Peru before back-to-back draws against Uruguay and Brazil. Tite brought in June, and they are 4 for 4 since he's taken the reins.
Again, Enzo Pérez doing well to get in between the player and the ball. Drawing the foul right here. I'm not so sure on replay. It looked like a fair challenge.
Pérez patrolling the midfield. There's Mori.
A little generous on that one, I thought.
Well, where things stand, and of course things have been shaken up a little bit, more than a little bit for Argentina, as Bolivia was found to have used a player a year too early and had to forfeit the points that it had earned while he had played. And what that
again from Neymar.
Chile jumping above Argentina. Mascherano goes down. Neymar collides.
Well, he recognises the player coming at him is full of threat, and he's got to reach in. Neymar is wonderful with the first 2 or 3 touches. This is the replay here. Touches him past and then collides with Mascherano rather than Mascherano actually fouling him. But human roadblock, and referee calling it both ways. 10 minutes in.
And then you're told to wait for the whistle, and there it is. They'll roll it out far side to Renato Augusto. And back to the Chinese-based midfielder. Launched long, but well defended by Emanuel. Romero out to grab it. Brazil tops the table. 6 wins, 3 draws, and just 1 single defeat. Just a point above Uruguay, who are playing right now. And again, don't forget to check out beInSports.com. and beInSportsConnect.tv. Those games being streamed live in HD. Earlier, Colombia held to a scoreless draw against Chile.
Well played again, Zabaleta.
That means it's Ecuador with an opportunity to jump back into 3rd. Chile 5th, and Argentina with a victory here tonight could leap over Chile and back into World Cup contention.
Smart football again from Argentina. Messi robbed.
Nice tackle, stepping up again though. Pérez, Higuaín shields, deflected, but this time with the hand. Hey, just the subject broached a moment ago, talking about Argentina starting this match in 6th place. The top 4 go automatically. The 5th place plays against Oceania. If the qualifying stopped now, Argentina would not be in the World Cup.
Right, but how many points is the difference between the top and 6th place, Phil? Is it not an almighty amount?
Just 5. More importantly, just 1 point between the 6th place and 4th place.
Right. So what's your point?
Just the concept that Argentina could end up missing out. Here's the way things stand right now. Now, with the point that Argentina would get, they would be tied with Chile and tied on goal differential if this match ended scoreless.
There's certainly problems, Phil, and Bowser has admitted it, that he has some concerns about even qualification. He's not hiding behind it, because Argentina will play 4 of the teams higher above them before today's games, as these games completely change the context of this. But they've got a long, hard road ahead of them, Argentina, so a win here tonight would be monumental.
Marquinhos, and as you see, wearing that black armband after the passing of Carlos Alberto. Neymar, the one in many ways carrying the mantle for this Brazil side, but he's got some company. A little flick on from Renato Augusto, but it gets away. Funes Mori out towards midfield. Well played by Pérez. Zabaleta back up towards the Valencia midfielder, but it's touched away. Sweat on the necks of these players. It is relatively humid, but a comfortable 72 degrees at kickoff. Messi switching fields brilliantly. Di Maria holds and now draws a second. Back to Mas.
Mascherano leaving that deeper lying position in his midfield to join in the attack. And with that, they're risking that ultra-quick counter-attack of Brazil, but they seem very much in control and confident in their rhythm here, this Argentina side. All of the players got their footballing feet on the right legs by the looks of this. They better keep the back door locked.
Hard challenge almost near the center spot. Down goes Gabriel Jesus. Fans wanted a card. They're not going to get it.
Well, jumps into the tackle, leaves his feet right in front of the referee, but allowing it because he landed before he made contact with the ball. That was close.
Still playing for Palmeiras, although a deal already signed. He will be moving to Manchester City in January. 35 million reasons. On the turn, down goes Coutinho. A bit of a different role than he plays at Mascherano's old Liverpool.
A lovely player. Ex-Internazionale man as well. Vasco da Gama is where he started out and been a wonderful player as his time continues at Anfield and really reveling. Is Liverpool top of the table in England?
Alves pinching in. You see Coutinho going really wide, going on Emanuel Mas, the only domestic-based player in the starting lineup. In fact, the only one that's dressed. Ball deflects through. Alves couldn't get it as a fortunate roll to Romero.
The crowd thinks this one comes up off the hand of Emanuel Mas. Lifetime, it looked close. Good defending on that side by Argentina again, with Mas and Di Maria. Di Maria covering for the 27-year-old San Lorenzo man. On the ball now. Mori there, excuse me.
Kind of interesting. Both of the number ones actually not the starting goalkeeper at their club teams. Another handball as the ball pops up on Paulinho. Alves barking his frustration. Romero backing up De Gea at United. Alisson backing up Wojciech Szczesny, and
yeah,
that might not last long. He's had a promising start to his Brazilian career. Sports.com.
Real Manchester influence in this game.
True. There's our Twitter handles again.
Wonderful
Feel free to check
start.
out BN Sports Connect.
Soon.
Well, we get very overcast for Argentina if they lose. Part of the reason, again, Ray, you were joking about it earlier. And after this match, a showdown against Colombia. Into the corner, Miranda. Then they go to La Paz. You might say, oh, it's Bolivia, but remember, they have allowed 6 goals in La Paz in the past. Get whacked away by Alisson. And then it's the River Plate Derby against Uruguay. And only 3 games remain following that. Here's
heavy
Paulinho.
Touch there by Mori.
Augusto. Neymar. A burst of speed to elude Zabaleta. Drives in on Mascherano. Neymar caresses it near side for Alves.
Here's the run off the ball. There wasn't any. It's a good ball.
Hangs it in, but Zabaleta was there. Deflected back inside. Coutinho can't get it. Pérez back. And Marcelo's pocket picked. It's Messi driving in. Fernandinho trying to stop him. He's already got 1 yellow, and he tracks him down from behind.
Tracks him down. He kicks him down. And I think Lionel Messi is actually correct here. That's got to be a card. He's driving away from the player. He's just about to pick the killer ball right here. And he gets his legs absolutely hacked through by Fernandinho.
Fernandinho, again, as we mentioned, filling in for Casemiro. And 1 yellow card already, and could have been ejected a quarter hour in.
Seldom that you see Messi go for that sort of action of wanting a yellow card and demonstrating it to the referee, but in that one I think he was right. Good run.
Surrounded by blue and white. Now Neymar's turn to take a tumble. Biglia with an innocent look.
Well, Biglia not relying on Mascherano, who was covering behind him, I believe. And right there, it was Zabaleta, excuse me, and wonderful run, of course, by Neymar, textbook. He beats that first pressure, and then he'll break that second tackle, and then that opens up all the windows of opportunity for Gabriel Jesus and Coutinho. But so far, Argentina has been clamping down. Good ball.
Renato Augusto driving in. Biglia forced to drop. Zabaleta finally gets there. Soft chip over everyone, and no problem for Di Maria. Oh, nice touch, and then leveled as Higuaín decked. He pops up, but again, looking for another
It seems every
card.
time that Argentina get a ball played in like this, and then they turn it into space for a dangerous attack, Brazil's taking the risk of drawing the card. It hasn't been forthcoming yet from this referee.
Almost rugby-like tackles with a few clotheslines in between. Messi sneaks it wide. Pérez with an overlap if he wants
Nicely.
it. Decoy drives left foot. Di Maria, brilliant. But he took the touch to settle, and Pérez won't get a second. And he's down behind the play.
Enzo Pérez, after that beautiful ball, as you said, by Ángel Di Maria. It's a lovely ball, give and go, but the last-ditch tackle saves Brazil.
Pérez trying to return the favor. The spin does keep it in. Tackled away by Marcelo, and a throw in deep. That armband weighing heavy on Brazil today. Paton, they call him Bigfoot. The former center back, Edgardo Bausa, Rosario Central, is a player and a coach.
Great win of the Copa Libertadores with San Lorenzo, of course.
Tite also a Copa Libertadores during one of his 3 stints at Corinthians. In fact, he and Javier Mascherano passing in the night.
3 spells.
First stint.
3 spells at Corinthians as well. They're like Tite.
2 Brasileiraos, a Paulista, and a Club World Cup.
See why they like them. He was
lots of gifts.
highly rated as a coach all around the world and got lots of accolades during that time, Phil. So doing a masterful job with the Canarino.
And a lot of questions as to why it took so long. There was a stretch, Brazil just recycling old coaches. They finally picked Tite, and it appears to be the right time. Beautiful touch, Neymar. You can only watch it sail. Skipping it through past Di Maria. Near side, Alves, but a poor delivery cleared by Funes Mori.
Pixel perfect pass from Neymar to set this. Ole again, wonderful, and then he stings this pass to absolute split millimeter perfection that drew the Argentine defender into the ball, but he'd seen him coming and measured it perfectly. Wonderful from Neymar.
There's Mori keeping an eye on João Miranda, the ex-Atletico man. Neymar looking to find him. Good ball inside, but dropping back to defend Emanuel Mas. Flipped away nicely by Otamendi.
Lovely.
Back down. On the volley. It's Renato Augusto high.
These are the ones you dream about, even if it's in Beijing. Little touch, and he just cannot get his dynamic right with that right foot. He's always underneath it instead of driving down into it. Didn't have any time. Good rushing defense by Argentina, hurrying his shot.
Renato Augusto, part of those Corinthian sides under Tite, and showing his faith by calling him back in from China. Running down straight to Messi. Zabaleta. A little long in the tooth and short on the head.
Good tango here between Leo and Neymar. Just displaying that there's no friendship out there tonight. competitive nature of the footballers coming out, and everything else gets put away for 90 minutes, and I'll see you on the plane home. Good ball.
Messi sneaking wide on the right, churning his legs. It will hold at the goal line against Marcelo. Drops, lifted. Biglia slapped away Alisson, and Di Maria cannot contort himself. What a stop by the 24-year-old keeper.
Magnificent from the Roma boy. Wonderful, dynamic, and he is a black cat that grows wings. It's a wonderful strike by Biglia. He's a few degrees away from painting this one into the top corner. Beautiful power and magnificent accuracy, but Alisson saying, "You shall not pass." Wonderful.
Lazio denied by Roma.
6'3", and he needed all of that to spring and stretch himself to get to it. Beautiful highlight reel for him, but it wasn't just for show. He needed the spring there, Phil, and he needed that trampoline underneath him. That was a hell of a save. What a shot as well from the ex-Argentina juniors man, Biglia.
Would that be the goal that Argentina needs? Brazil, the only nation where Argentina have never won a World Cup qualifier. Of course, remember back in the day, Ray, they actually split them up into separate groups. So this really only the fourth time that they have met in World Cup qualifying play. And speaking of streaks, Brazil, regardless of who they play, have never lost a World Cup qualifier in 50 tries.
And all of this, the history, and this qualifying tournament, Phil, Brazil really played up to a team of the quality that they're facing here today. They're sitting top for a reason. I'm not taking anything away from them. They've been wonderful and a wrecking ball. They've got the hands full here today.
Backing back, Otamendi snaps it wide. It'll be a throw-in. Not saying Argentina have not won in Brazil. The only time, though, in friendlies, 98, the most recent from El Piojo Lopez. Seems like another age.
Containment in this lovely shifting line of... Oh, it's a lovely ball.
Bursting through the middle.
Look out!
Driving it around the corner past Sergio Roberto.
Golazo!
And Felipe Coutinho has arrived.
Liverpool man strikes, and Coutinho sets this stadium on fire. This is absolutely world-class. Golazo, asso. A magnificent shift of the weight right here. And then the adjustment and this flamethrower that is a cross between a sledgehammer and an absolute rapier. Phenomenal strike. World class, nothing less. That's amazing. He enforces his staggering skill in a nanosecond. And it's a terabyte of absolute jaw-dropping ability. And it's a typical Brazil goal. Once they see the whites of the goalposts, they ignite. This is against the run of play. It needs to be said. The first time that Coutinho comes out of the long grass, but he's got the DNA of a Bengal tiger when he comes out of it. That is a shocker for Argentina, who have been looking extremely good, and now they're on the hook.
Felipe Coutinho really blossoming into himself, 24 years of age, the ex-Inter of Porto Alegre man.
Barcelona were heavily connected with him last year, Phil, but they'll have seen that price tag absolutely double.
Don't forget, if you want to see that and more highlights, check out our Facebook page.
If you want to see it.
Facebook.com/BeInSportsUSA. You're going to have to wait, though, Ray. All the viewers don't.
I will see it at halftime, and the lads in KM, the studio, will be salivating over that. What a goal that would decorate the Louvre.
And again, Argentina, arguably the better team on the night.
They've certainly been in control. They've been wonderful in the midfield in defending. Not really anything of a true threat to Alisson's net. Other than that, fabulous hit by Biglia. Certainly they needed brighter showing from Higuain.
Here he is on the ball. Tries to drop it back, deflected away. Masche will track it down. And there's Mori. Ramiro, the defender. Rodrigo, his brother. Ramiro trying to take a page out of his brother's book. Both growing up in the FC Dallas Academy before moving back down to River Plate. Of course, that was really even before the academies. Take a look at what that goal does. Brazil, remember, this is live. Uruguay in the lead, right on their heels. Colombia dropping 2 points at home. And Paraguay and Ecuador, and that would hurt Argentina. And Argentina starting the day with 16 points. And here, Chile benefiting from the points taken away. Paraguay and Peru going on as we speak. Again, check out beIN Sports Connect.
It's character test for Argentina now. After playing so well and falling behind now, it's as much of a test of their character and team camaraderie in face of this adversity. You've got to not get away from what they were doing well, but Brazil have now got the wind in their sails, and how.
Driving it forward, Neymar watches it sail.
When we look at it again, it's nothing less than a flash of pure inspiration from the ex-Vasco da Gama youth, Philippe Coutinho. Oh,
Nines.
Lovely attempt by Mascherano, I believe.
Now under pressure, Fernandinho, as we've reached the half-hour mark. And Ray, on paper, some of these Brazilian players, so much promise, but you question if you went head-to-head, the likes of an Higuain versus Gabriel Jesus, an Agüero versus a Coutinho. You look at some of these other players with Di Maria on the other side, but those players not showing up in support of Lionel Messi. Neymar is like a kid in a candy store right now.
He's having a lot of good support from his teammates, but again, you look at the scoreline, it doesn't do justice to Argentina's performance. They've played well, but they're getting beat, and it's been that way for a few times. When you're allowing goals to the likes of Venezuela and Peru, Phil, it's not a good sign.
Nice double team on the far side, but it comes for nothing. Here's Brazil
good
again,
ball.
Caressed by Alves. Neymar 1v4,
challenge.
And Otamendi does all he can do.
Beautiful read of his feet here, seeing where the ball is going to be controlled, not being fooled by Neymar. Interception.
Now again, there will be Argentine fans that will talk about what could have and should have been arguably a second yellow card to Fernandinho, but in all honesty, I think most referees would hesitate in a match of this size to throw a player out a quarter hour in.
Shouldn't have anything to do with it.
It definitely would have changed the game, but now Argentina forced to try and scramble back. Coutinho bends it high and far. Brought down by Miranda, but he can't control. He's out of position, and a chance for Di Maria.
Nicely.
Foot race with Marquinhos, who does well to slow him down, and the pass behind Higuain.
So unlucky. Had a lot to do in no time there. Ángel Di Maria did brilliant. He did pie the touch past Dani Alves and then check his run. Higuain perhaps needed to come back once he saw Di Maria check on the ball. Make a better option for him.
Biglia. Mascherano. Kind of interesting. You look at that right wing, and Zabaleta and Pérez many times almost occupying the same space. They're getting wide, but they're not getting deep.
Oh.
Here's a chance for Mas. And could not find Di Maria. Well, one of the players that many Argentine fans were hoping would be here to play with Messi on his return. The only other domestic-based player that was called in by Bausa, Marcos Acuna, a sensation for Racing, the 25-year-old late bloomer. But he did not dress tonight. along with Belushi and Di Michelis. That was close. Alisson playing it very close. Carries away, and a throw in now for Argentina. They still have Aguero on the bench. Lavezzi making his return. And Lucas Prato. Pretty much the big guns, maybe bar Aguero, on the field. Mascherano. Again, patience from Argentina. Still about an hour left. A bit more counting added time. Zabaleta just keeps it in.
Well, it took nothing less than a corner diamond of a goal to open up Argentina. Take some praise in that, and some solace, because they've really defended well, but there was no defending that goal.
Burst of speed up the middle, driving the shot wide of Alisson's net. Frustration from Enzo Pérez, making his first start since that World Cup final loss.
Yeah, having a good game. This one well wide.
Has started in friendly since, but the first competitive match for Pérez. Marcelo popped up on him, and an awkward touch goes straight to Higuaín. Di Maria pinching in, but the offside flag came up. The Juventus striker coming back. Our side, Marcelo Barazza, the Chilean assistant.
Yeah, right, Phil. Just gets stranded that time. Gonzalo, no fault of his own. Oh,
Messi, this time onside, tries to split. Miranda chops him down just outside the area.
Miranda on one side, Marquinhos on the other. And what does Leo do? Tries to go through the both. It's onside. It's a rather fortunate ball, instantly controlled here. And look at this. See the two clashing rocks. He dances by the first one, and then the second one, Paulinho gets him.
Again, the reason the flag stayed down, it was Gabriel Jesus trying to come back and win the ball, and he poked it free straight to Messi. Now Alisson.
Very unfortunate though, wasn't he?
Messi and Neymar both fouled numerous times in this opening half.
And this one's a far closer distance for Lionel, but the angle is more obtuse, so he's got to adjust that wonderful cerebral camera of his.
And starting to
tough
buzz.
one, this one. Got to get the angle, and
Messi find the opening. About a yard off his line, Alisson. Messi drives it again into the wall, bangs it off Neymar. The rebound blasted in. Appeals for a handball from Higuaín, but no.
Both these free kicks in the real threatening area, being driven uncharacteristically low.
Messi from the corner flag, edge of the 6. Back comes Fernandinho. Out comes Alisson. Punch and a miss. Maybe just a touch, and Alves saves him. Coutinho in a clash of 11s. Dances around Di Maria. Running around the challenge of Mascherano. It's Neymar. Back comes Mas. Neymar in the box. Neymar around Masche. Goes near post and hits it.
Wow. Squirrel on a telephone wire from the number 10, and this is a 10 out of 10 in its failure. Driving Mascherano back, holding up, and then scudding past Emmanuel Mas, and then he goes for goal. The audacity of him, and nearly squeezes it in.
Goal coming in the 25th minute. Neymar with his 6th assist in World Cup qualifying history. Coutinho his 6th goal for Brazil. Almost a boxing match. Both teams exchanging a few haymakers and crosses, but at the moment still trying to find a soft spot. Deflected off Gabriel Jesus, off to Di Maria. looking for Higuain. And that one gets away from Marquinhos.
Great attempt by Ángel Di Maria. Just drops his pass a little short as Tite looks on.
Pérez thinks what might have been, were it not for the brilliance of Alisson.
Yeah.
Di Maria, the left foot. Alisson in the center of his 6. A poor entry pass, but Gabriel Jesus says try it again. Mia nodded down and now blasted back to midfield. Argentina regroups. Good hustle from Pérez, poked away by Renato Augusto. There's a difference in this Brazil side, obviously, not just results from when Dunga was in charge. Ball sails over Marcelo, sensing it would carry, and it does. One of the keys, not only is it 4 victories, Ray, but over that stretch, they have allowed just a single goal. This might be enough. Marquinhos. Neymar harasses well enough. Felipe Coutinho. Looks like he's trying to get to the end of his own pass after the slip.
Well, against the top of the table team, this has arguably been one of the best halves of football that we've seen Argentina put together in construction of their football leading up to the danger area. You just wonder, and this was always going to be begging the question, that Kun Agüero be more impactful with his quicker pace over that shorter distance than Gonzalo, but Higuain has had some nice touches, hasn't had a clear look at goal though.
Sprint halftime show coming your way with all the highlights from this opening half. There have been plenty, even if there has only been one goal.
Oh,
Messi. Mas.
Oh.
Messi. Di Maria. Looking for Messi again, but poked free. Good defense from Marquinhos. After this, one more match before the winter break in qualifying. Di Maria, good ball for Mas. Goes for the far post, and no one there to tap it home.
Well, nobody on that back post, and he's saying, what more do you want to Gonzalo Higuain? Higuain holds his stride instead of attacking that near post. Lovely lay and a beautiful inviting ball right across by Emanuel Mas, and he is teed off at Higuain for checking his run there.
Higuain looked like he was caught between two minds and then went with nothing. Even though he did lean to the near post, he did not make the hard run. If he would have gone back post, maybe even a chance.
Ball.
Juventus striker looking to make up for it here. Brazil heads to Peru in a match that could pretty much eliminate the Peruvians on Tuesday. Same time, Argentina at home against Colombia in a match that both of those teams will need. Messi curls and swirls. Zabaleta. Biglia slamming it away. Miranda.
Great job there containing Lionel, corralling him with 3 players.
Comes Argentina again. Just 3 minutes left in regulation. Mascherano almost got away. And there's Mori. Backspin. Offside. Higuain.
Poor leading of the lane again by Higuain. It's lazy. He's got a full look at the amount of time that he needs to keep himself on the shoulder of Miranda and just keep himself level. Invite that ball into that space, but stranding himself in an offside position again.
And you take a look at Higuain, who continues to struggle to reclaim the form. Aguero, you could say the same, although seems to have
certainly
got his scoring boots back on for Manchester City.
It's been rather resurgent for Man City the last couple of weeks, and showing up in response to Guardiola's kick up the backside, saying, I want more, I need more, I know you've got more, and he's responded on the bench today. Quick feet.
The other forward called in as a center forward is Lucas Prato, the Brazilian-based striker out of Atletico Mineiro. Nice. There are two others that just don't seem to be in the picture. Carlos Tevez anymore, and even more Mauro Icardi. Although, if you believe some of the reports, that's not exactly Edgardo Bausa's call. Otamendi. Messi, look how deep. Brazil will take him at midfield anytime.
Yeah, mark them words.
60 yards away.
He's a pretty good passer of the ball, though, from what I've heard, Phil.
Final minute of regulation in this opening half. Don't forget, more action coming your way from La Liga. Messi and Neymar will be on the same side, taking on Marcelo. It is El Clásico. You can catch it right here in December on beIN Sports. Messi showing some of that passing ability, but Alves has seen it before. Smart from Biglia. Poor touch. Got away. Still 45 minutes more to go in this one. Not a comfortable lead for Brazil, but a lot better being in front at the break. Tite breaking a sweat as he tells Marcelo how to get out of danger. Looked in on the bench. A lot of weaponry still there for Brazil, but they don't need it because Neymar gets taught home and tucks it home for the goal. A beautiful pass to split the defense, and just before the break, returning the favor, a beautiful ball for Neymar.
The ball might be something. It certainly is a tremendous pass. Clearly open, though. He leaves Zabaleta. Augusto gets stranded. Augusto plays the ball through, and then this, he is as cool as a bomb disposal expert, and he ain't ever going to miss that. A lovely ball, and again, look at the coolness of him. It's Jesus that leads him right here with this red carpet pass into space at Argentine, laying at the back, just caught between the devil and the deep blue sea, and giving that much space to Neymar, throwing the keys to the blood bank to Dracula. He will kill you. Number 2, and that is a real sucker punch to Argentina. Wonderful opportunistic goals. The Coutinho one, absolutely illustrious. Neymar.
Well, as we go to break, Facebook.com/beIN Sports USA. If you don't, but Brazilian soccer players never will. 2-0 the score on what was actually a rather good first half for Argentina everywhere but the scoreboard.
Yep. Alisson denying that wonder goal from Biglia. A wonderful opportunity set up by Emanuel for the struggling Higuaín, who is still out there now. And Kun Agüero enters the fray.
Julio Bascuñán, the Chilean ref, about ready to get us underway. And it is Agüero. Still see Di Maria and Messi. Looks like it's Enzo Pérez who has been replaced. Biglia and Mascherano will hold in the midfield.
Well, it's a
Messi
roll
will probably slide out, and Agüero with Higuaín.
It's a roll of the dice by Argentina's Edgardo Bausa. He's got a 2-0 down, and he's got to throw in far more attacking options because Higuaín was stranded so many times and not offering too much of a threat at all. They'll certainly get that, but the midfield work's got to even be more industrious for Argentina now.
Now, the other concern, though, Ray, is as good as Agüero can be offensively, Enzo Pérez doing a lot of the defensive work in the midfield, and that means Brazil will have it a bit easier.
Oh, sure.
Chipped forward Agüero, but he's not going to get there.
As I said, it's got to be a calculated roll of the dice. 2-0 down against Brazil in this place.
Mascherano saying, "Who, me?" And it was Mas committing the foul. The Balsa has to be feeling the pressure. Not so much in this game, but if they stumble in the follow-up against Colombia on Tuesday, you wonder whether he'll still be in charge when they resume qualifying in March. Dancing around the challenge.
Still in.
Zabaleta trying to run past Mascherano. Curls it inside and in stride for Jesus, but Gabi can't find the goal.
Biglia that gives this ball away deep. Mascherano trying to track back and cover, but a beautiful ball by Neymar. Sees his target, provides a dagger ball, takes an exquisite touch, and Tite sees it come, sees it go.
Marcelo back to the middle. Laid off Paulinho, trying to get it back, but no. Ray, it's not as though they're playing a tremendously different style than with Dunga. They're still focused on defense, but it seems as though he lets the kids play.
I don't disagree, Phil. With all due respect, I think it's an entirely different hallmark of a team, full of belief, full of dynamic threat going forward. It's organised, but it's a defence that is also relying on that midfield both ways. Certainly a foul there. Wonderful quickness that El Kun brings immediately to Argentina.
To clarify, basically just letting the hounds loose in some ways. Dunga always seemed to have the bit pulled back. Alisson, can he preserve the shutout? Again, only one goal allowed in qualifying during Tite's reign. There's Mori. The comeback has to start somewhere. One in the wall. Neymar doesn't look too comfortable there. Messi around, and a diving header at the 6 will clear it.
Poor ball by Lionel. Never going to beat that first line. It's some good early touches. Kun Agüero looks sharp coming in off the bench.
Up the box. The throw in Zabaleta. Agüero back to his Man City teammate. No foul as Biglia spun to the turf. Argentina forced to regroup. Messi harassed by Paulinho and then disappears. Messi, but on his right foot. Zabaleta rolls it in front and just misses the run of Agüero.
Magnificent again from Messi. Turns away from his defender, draws him in like a bull, and pulls the cape out and sets the dominoes falling. There's a poor ball right across the face of goal in the end for Argentina. You see Messi now starting to drop back into the midfield and allowing Kun Agüero and Higuaín to lead the line. Aye, this doesn't look good.
Well, the cleats apparently breaking back down.
Now, if it's the cleats, that's okay. Nothing wrong with a rake down your thigh, Phil. Thought that was a bit of a pulled muscle, but it's not. Good ball.
Di Maria.
And again.
Messi just skirts under the foot of Marcelo.
So
hashtag what I loved. Again, courtesy of Ford. Send us your favorite moments. We'll share them later. wanting to play the game. As Neymar brings Mori to the turf.
Covers a lot of ground, unselfishly and industrially. And look at the speed of him coming in. Like a cheetah on a gazelle.
Lifted forward again, Aguero, a burst of speed, but Alisson read it well.
Lovely invading ball again. That's that jackrabbit quickness that Kun Aguero will give you. It was totally absent in the first half.
Mascherano coming over to cover for Zabaleta, and the pass forced early. Well, Tite not taking anything for granted, pointing to the difference makers on this Brazil side, Di Maria and Higuaín, and obviously a lot of good things to talk about with Lionel Messi. To this point, Messi's been forced deep in the midfield, and at least until Aguero arrived, there weren't many people at the end of those passes. Mascherano, Biglia.
Oh, again, invading that ball over the top. Aguero holding his line beautifully.
Messi thought Aguero would cut in front of Miranda, tried to go behind.
Well won, Otamendi.
More of a full-throated attack from Argentina.
Which if we saw in the first half, in the first 25 minutes, good ball again.
But offside, Aguero.
If this gentleman gets it right by a frog's hair, he does.
Christian Schiemann, the Chilean assistant on this near flank.
Good eye.
The 58-year-old from Santa Fe, Edgardo Bausa, had been at Sao Paulo most recently before Argentina came calling. He did one thing. He was able to talk Messi back into the fold after that disaster of a final in the Copa America Centenario, a third straight final without a trophy. Messi called it quits. How can Messi save Bausa? Otamendi. See Neymar pinching him to the inside, giving him the difficult passes.
And again,
Messi back to Di Maria.
Wonderful
with a burst
football
of speed
there, but robbed here.
Fernandinho sensed he was going to cut back to his left. Beautiful from Dani Alves.
It's quick, and he needed to be with Messi breathing down. That's got to be a foul, no?
Looked to be. Mori leaning in on Coutinho.
And he got bundled off it as well.
Ex-Inter Milan man bounces back to his feet. Still content, laying back, daring Argentina.
They can play the cat and mouse game now, Phil. Oh, well robbed.
And then on the counter, Gabriel Jesus, Mascherano trying to slow him down. The trailing run. Now Paulinho gets the bounce. Paulinho around Romero, but it's Zabaleta to save Argentina.
Well, you wonder if his boots are made in China here, because this one should have been buried in the back of the net from the Gansu man. There's wonderful skill, especially from Gabriel Jesus, to set him up, robbing the ball beautifully. That's a bad finish in the end.
Now Argentina again.
3-0. That would have been curtains down, lights out.
Renato to Messi,
Good
slips
ball.
as he delivers. Di Maria, quick shot, and it tickles the twine, but on the wrong side of the post.
Well, at the other end, the action was going on. It was helter-skelter chaos. But we'll take a look at this one. And nothing too admirable to be seen in that effort. But this is wonderful again. It's snap, crackle, pop. He rounds the goalkeeper. Just needs to stick it in with a little bit more height. But the Gansu man isn't Ginsu sharp. Look out.
Neymar peels away. Up steps Otamendi, hurdles him.
Oh!
Decked by Funes Mori as he passes off to Coutinho, and stopping the play immediately, Bascuñán. Yellow card against the Everton man.
Neymar gets up after this, he'll be fortunate. Look at this. This is a nasty tackle. He leaves his feet. He stabs through the player. And that should have been a red card, in my opinion. It really was cynical. It was needed because he was in like an eel covered in Vaseline. Brilliant from Neymar. Funes Mori, a hatchet man.
You could argue excessive force, but combined with physics, Neymar practically bent in two, but he pops up quickly.
Can you be bent in two? Bent in two? I think you can be broken in two.
Bent in half?
There you go.
Sergio Romero, a bit of a controversial selection, not so much in his ability, but the fact that he has been a perennial backup for the past 4 or 5 years.
This Dani Alves with the eye of the tiger here.
Neymar
been a long time since he rattled the net from here.
3 in the wall, punched away by Romero.
It's a wonderful attempt. Just needed a little bit more height on it, this one, Danny boy. He steps through it with confidence. Just a little too low. Good effort.
Touch off. An Argentina break. Higuaín settles. Swings it near side, but too wide for Agüero. Wondering whether Edgardo Bauza wishes he had Marcos Acuna on the bench. That one just dropped off the table. Alisson. The backups. Full faith from Tite for the backup. Diego Alves, maybe a chance as he continues his comeback. And Alisson holding on with a firm grip.
Time and space, the picky spot.
Marcelo bounces away. Touched back and rifled home. Paulinho delayed, not denied. 3-0 Brazil.
Dani Alves it is. It sets the table. As I said, too much time and too much space for Dani Alves to pick his danger ball out. He delivers a diamond pass. They cannot control it. Comes in at the back. It's beautifully set up. And it takes a touch on the wing. Marcelo picks the spot. Danger, danger. And this one gets pulled beautifully. And it's a slingshot from Paulinho.
6th goal that he has scored for Brazil.
Look at these Argentina players slumping now in disbelief at the scoreline. 3-0 again. Not able to shift it out of that back line. Covered in holes like Swiss cheese they are. And his worries continue. A big game next week now, Phil, coming up that is an absolute must win for Argentina, because this one looks as if the horse is in the stable and getting hosed down, and it's wearing Canarino colours. 3-0.
Paulinho with his 6th. Just over 3 years since he scored his last goal for Brazil, which was also in the Mineirão. That one against Uruguay.
Well, you hear this crowd in full battle cry now. 28 months ago it was when this stadium was reverberating with shock, and now they are celebrating, and they have exorcised the ghost, and they couldn't pick a better team to do it against. The despised eternal enemy Argentina are being absolutely pulled apart now on the score sheet.
Watch the goal again if you wish. Facebook.com/BeInSportsUSA. Highlights with a certain yellow tint. Biglia getting into it with Paulinho a bit. Now a goal for Argentina might just give them a chance. Ball knotted down, still loose, and it trickles away from Otamendi. Half hour remains in regulation. Low driven ball by Di Maria, cleared to the top of the box. Mascherano. Higuaín coming back from an offside position again.
Need to give full praise to the other fullback, Dani Alves, who set the table for Paulinho, Phil, with that wonderful pullback. Proud man.
Third time Higuaín has been caught by the flag in what has been a rather forgettable 60 minutes. Pressure here, forcing it well over Marcelo's head.
Again,
and the sweat continues to pour.
This man, seeing his wing backs pushing beautifully high. Another wonderful aspect of this Brazil side. Well, what you going to do with Dani Alves and Marcelo? Tell them to stay at home. But the way Marcelo pulled that ball back instinctively was really top class. There was nothing accidental about it. He identified where Paulinho was, and Quicksilver laid it on. Good, energetic running by Paulinho as well to keep that ball alive in the early going of that goal.
Well defended Marquinhos. And again, the turnaround from Tite, changing the mentality, bringing in the youth, something that Dunga seemed hesitant to do.
That's right, because what he's done with including Gabriel Jesus, Phil, is taking a lot of the load away from the likes of Coutinho and Neymar, and they've got a number 9 now that they can believe in for the future. Another lovely touch by Gabriel Jesus, and takes a kick for his efforts.
Ball ran away, so the whistle will bring this one back to the center circle.
Look at the touch here, that's beautiful, and it's Otamendi again coming through, cleats flying.
Yellow card against the Argentine defender.
Call.
And the strange thing with Tite, Ray, 17 different jobs. Corinthians 3-time, Caxias a couple. Stint with Grêmio, where he was able to win a championship and a cup. I think he's going to be with Brazil for a while. Mascherano and Biglia.
Ex-Liverpool lads getting into it together. Mascherano, he knows they breed him tough in Brazil, and then they go to Liverpool and get toughened up. Coutinho, and he gets a little bit of a stab, and Neymar says to his own teammate, I'll see you on the plane.
He's going to have to get his own drinks.
Out of order, yep.
Well, the biggest victory for Brazil against Argentina, the old Copa Roca back in 1945, it was 6-2. There's only a half hour left, but Argentina seems to be losing the plot a bit. Marcelo flicked on, but up and over. No chance for Gabriel Jesus. Brazil, after this match against Peru, who had fought back to level against Paraguay. Right now, it would be a 1-point edge over Uruguay in our live table. Colombia dropping 2 points, Chile the same, Ecuador leaping up to 4th. And then towards the bottom of the table, look how tight that is. And again, if Peru finds a second goal, and in fact they have, it will get even tighter. Again, check out beInSports.com.
Well played.
Here's Neymar.
He loves it here.
Out wide on the left, drawing Higuaín back to Marcelo. Higuaín with a little bit of a push. And they'll swing to the far side. Dani Alves. Inside Di Maria. Putting on a show. Alves. Coutinho. Back to the middle for Paulinho. And Mascherano will clear. By the way, beIN Sports connects Channel 4, Uruguay, Ecuador, Channel 5, Venezuela, Bolivia, and that Paraguay-Peru match on beIN Sports Connect, Channel 6.
Not as much of a push, was it? Higuain takes it out on the shirt. Kiss and make up there from Neymar and Higuain.
Romero beating the flag, but not the three men back to mark. Miranda
what a
takes the hit.
Touch that is from Brazil for that third goal, Phil. The roll of the dice by Argentina's Bowser was absolutely recognisable and totally deserved change that needed to be done at half-time, but they've paid the price with that third goal. This is certainly a bridge too far for Argentina by all signals. He is just revelling in this. He doesn't mind if him and his mates are getting kicked and pulled down. 3-0 up.
He was fouled 6 times in the opening 12 minutes. So I think he knew he was going to be a target. But he still scores his 50th goal. Only 2 players in the history of this game have scored 50 faster. Pelé did it 25 days faster than Neymar. And then Chabum Kun 173 days faster. But when you're mentioned in the same sentence as Pelé, it kind of gives you an idea how good you might be.
Well, he will eclipse Pelé in the goal-scoring legends of Brazil. This 24-year-old diamond that is Neymar. Pelé has 77 goals. How many's Neymar got now?
50.
Oh, well, the black pearl will be replaced by a string of pearls called Neymar eventually.
Argentina trying to force beInSports.com. Again, check out the TV guide
nicely.
And all the other action. Share your thoughts on Twitter.
Lovely football, and it started with Alisson's lovely feet.
Shredding Argentina, the slash for Messi, holds his feet, and then finally tackled away as Zabaleta gets some help.
Pablo saves the bacon again. This is absolutely magisterial football from Brazil. It starts with Alisson, the Roma goalkeeper, with an absolute pearl out of a pass. And then that was the first yellow domino to fall. Wonderful penetrative football, undressing Argentina again. And it was Zabaleta that come to the rescue.
Smashed away by Otamendi, driven back in. Skips away from Alves. Now Miranda pushing forward, but again, layer after layer of Brazilian defense.
Marcelo tucking on the inside. This is the fluidity of Tite's team. It's Marcelo who covers a cross between Marquinhos and Miranda.
But Messi steps in to steal it away. Aguero looking for an opening, edge of the 18. Miranda with the trip. It's not inside the box, but a free kick just outside.
This is a wonderful run on the bounce from Argentina, from a man that's done nothing but present danger all of this second half in a manner that Gonzalo Higuain was never going to replicate. Wonderful run from El Kun, full of gusto, skill and ability. But his appearance in this game seems to be a little too late to alter this game, but he ain't going to stop trying.
Got to give credit in some ways to the Brazilian Football Confederation, taking on your arch rivals Argentina and saying, you know what, we're going to play it at the Mineirão, where we got blown out 7-1 the last time, basically almost daring the Seleção to respond, and boy have they.
Against any team it would have been a brave statement, but against Messi and Argentina it was one that now is looking inspirational from an organisation that is seemingly well in place, the Brazilian FA, in contrast to Argentina's chaos in their federation.
About 25 yards out on an angle. It's Messi, sneaks it in, but a game of catch for Alisson.
Nothing to worry. The ex-international man.
Our side. Neymar making this near post run.
Oh,
back heel Coutinho, but
unlucky.
reading it well was Emanuel.
I could have been reading it with big glasses on, had the rollback been a little bit more firmer from Coutinho. It just failed him. Wonderful invention though.
Either way,
Can these coaches have these players for such a little time as Di Maria is pulled out?
driving right into Dani Alves. The ball pops free.
Correa is in.
Substituted on the goal. Di Maria being saved now. What looks to be a huge match for Argentina. Colombia Tuesday. And Di Maria looks exhausted. That one's going to be played out in San Juan, not in Buenos Aires, out in the provinces.
Yeah, well, played well. Ángel Di Maria on the ball and very, very committed to the cause all game long. But just look at disjointed side, lacking in that midfield, in that ability to open up Brazil and grab a goal. It's just not there in the early going, and Brazil have earned their right to win with a nicely constructed, well-balanced team. But it comes back for me, Phil, for that inspirational first goal for Philippe Coutinho that just raised the yellow shirts altogether. Really took the wind away from Argentina's sails. Even this man has been contained by numerous yellow shirts in the belief that if we contain the magic man, we'll be okay, and they've done it.
Well, the ex-Corinthians man, Paulinho, making the fans wake up a bit. 3-0.
Oh.
Slips away from Zabaleta. It's actually been a rather casual affair since that second goal from Neymar. Around Biglia, he says thank you very much. Sprints away from Mascherano, and then finally tripped up Otamendi. But one right back again. Brazil playing like a team.
Inspired by their number 10 here. Even in his failure there, drawing in 4 blue and white shirts and skedaddling through them with wonderful grace under pressure.
Rides the challenge of Mascherano for yet another foul. Well, Ray, this is not the biggest goal haul from this round. Again, you might want to check out beIN Sports Connect because...
This, Phil, just hold on a second with your statistics, man, because when you see a ballet dancer like that coming in against those knives coming in and then doing it so beautifully, needs to be concentrated on, my friend.
Well, focus in maybe on the next match in about 20 minutes or so. Marcelo looks on in disbelief, but Brazil going to Peru and again benefiting a lifeline with those points stripped away from Bolivia, but now a big lead on Paraguay. And what that means is should Argentina stumble against Colombia, Peru could leap over them and maybe into the top 5, and Argentina's troubles would get even bigger. Oh, just skips away from Correa. Good defense. Fernandinho looked a bit shaky, an early yellow, maybe fortunate not to get a second in the first half. But in all honesty, Argentina has not tested Fernandinho much since.
Well, has been promising to do that, but still hunting in vain.
Goes wide. Mas wants Mas. Still one wild card left for Edgardo Bausa. Higuaín looking for help, but headed in the wrong direction. Still do have Ever Banega and Lucas Prato. They're looking for offense. Bundled over. Coutinho again causing problems. Lionel Messi has not lost a World Cup qualifier in 5 years. The last 15 World Cup qualifiers that he has played in, 10 wins, 5 draws since they lost at Venezuela. Someone we haven't really talked about. Discipline. He's riding 4 yellow cards. He could be suspended if he gets another here. But stepping in quite well for Thiago Silva into that leadership role in the back line.
That's part of the wonder of this new coach, Brazil. Tite actually is rotating his captains as well, taking the pressure off of Neymar all the time. Good turn, bad touch.
It gets away from him. Again, Fernandinho right in his face. And Messi getting up slowly. Now Neymar, Argentina, 3 defenders backing off. Around Zabaleta, crossed. Mori just in front of Gabriel Jesus.
Fabulous ability there.
Tries to go around
here. Wonderful from Neymar. The step overs. Absolutely bamboozling Argentina, but then the touch to find a lovely inviting cross for Gabriel Jesus is just an ounce under hit.
Raya, burst of speed, but he's not going to beat Alves, who actually cuts to the inside and dribbles out of danger. Fans enjoying themselves right now. They don't need the Guarani. Already hyper from what they're seeing on the pitch. Coutinho just draws Mas, toying with the defense. Wide to Alves. Neymar floating into the 18, tries to go around Zabaleta. Paulinho, good cut by Otamendi. Still loose. Zabaleta lets it bounce.
Well played.
Biglia. Not the way he imagined it. Chipped in, but again straight to the Brazil keeper.
Poor quality delivery. But he had one target, and that was Kun Agüero. See there that Higuaín started it, and that nice little ball that was played out to Biglia, but then too lethargic to get into the area and invite the cross. Not dynamic enough. Has put a lot of work in, to be fair to Higuaín, but it's been the match result for really nothing.
Tite getting set to make a substitution, and as though things couldn't get any worse for Argentina, it's Roberto Firmino back healthy and again part of the Liverpool spark. Here's Paulinho.
Again.
Neymar makes the run, bursts through the defense, around the goalkeeper, but Romero forces him wide.
Neymar's touch, it is that sets it up, and all we'll see, here it is, beautiful. Now, see the last touch, but not the first one, that sets up Neymar with this wonderful sand dancing football. Beautiful.
Trying to cut back, Alves with Correa. Alves, and then denied. Marquinhos solid in the back line.
The gasps of admiration, and that ball was played into Neymar with that first touch, feeling the defender on him. It was a delicate mother's kiss of a touch, and then he spun away and peeled away from his defender like skin on a tangerine. This exhibition stuff now, just draining it and entertaining the crowd, trying to forget the horror shows of yesteryear. And this one will go a long way, Phil, to salving the wound that Germany inflicted.
Ray, again, when you think about it, Tite has only been really in this job since August. Coutinho around Biglia, and it has been a light change. Don't forget, more action coming your way tomorrow. CONCACAF qualifying.
The word is that Tite, wonderful manager of men, the way he connects with his players, far more involved and personal than the last 3 Brazilian coaches.
Where does Argentina go from here?
Oh, in front of a big mirror that may crack.
Well, we take a look, and there is another generation of coaches. Talked about Diego Simeone as Firmino getting ready to come in, Pochettino, Sampaoli, but all 3 of them in the middle of club projects. And in fact, with Inter Milan, looks like they might want to pry Simeone away as well.
Great response from this crowd, from a wonderful young player that makes his exit in Gabriel Jesus, the Palmeiras Man City bound, has been a wonderful point of the spear for Brazil. Without getting on the score sheet, he just fits right in, hand in glove, and complements Coutinho on one side, Neymar on the other. And it has always worked for a beautiful outlet. 19-year-old Phil, the tip of the iceberg for this player. It is the future of Brazil, wearing the number 9. It's a pretty heavy shirt to wear.
One wearing the number 21, maybe not as heavy, but Roberto Firmino, still just 25. Neymar slaloms to the inside, poked free. Good from Funes Mori. Higuaín all the way back near the center stripe. Nice spin by Messi. Tries to get around Paulinho. Fernandinho with a touch and trying to keep the ball in play.
And look at this, 4 convene onto 1. And that's not saying that it's Messi's fault, but it's his men responding to danger immediately. 82 minutes into the game, they are shutting it down and responding to every Argentina threat impressively.
Ripped across. Douglas Costa about ready to check in.
Beautiful
with
touch
his speed
again from Neymar, reading the oncoming pressure and just touching it past him. Man of the match, inarguably, is the Barcelona man, Neymar.
Biglia with the yellow. Famously, after they won the Olympic gold medal, Ray, he handed back the captain's armband. But if anything, he's probably become a bigger leader.
Well, as I said, Tite doesn't want that pressure on him all the time, so giving him a break now and again.
Has his dancing shoes on. He's looking for a partner. Second effort, third effort. Finds Marcelo through the legs. Switching fields. Renato Augusto now on that right flank. Nice, beautiful ball from Coutinho. Augusto has the drop, has the square, and Roberto Firmino misses the ball but hits the post. Oh, what a goal that would have been.
Beautiful link-up play. Tremendous picking of the pass by the Beijing man. Setting the table. He's appreciated, but can't get to it quick enough in the end for number 4. As Coutinho says thank you very much, the entry iron comes off.
Douglas Costa, the Bayern Munich product, checking in. Great performance for Coutinho. And Costa still hungry. What's that you like to say? Great players keeping great players out. And here they come again.
Nicely, he's in.
Firmino, and cut off at the last moment by Otamendi.
And not the cleanest of touch from Firmino. Touched like an anvil in the end, but again, wonderful lead up. Otamendi looks at the score sheet and looks up at the clock. And
don't forget El Clasico, by the way, Ray. Frustrating Agüero.
it all comes back to haunt Argentina. The memories of these bad qualifiers and terrible misery in three competitions in the World Cup, in the Copa Americas, that Zabaleta's men earned every step of the way. To be denied by Chile and Germany, it broke the hearts of a lot of the Argentine players. It was a big look from the Argentina Football Association, said they could correct it, but their troubles continue, Phil. Serious problems.
Miranda will exit, both threat of an injury and a suspension, and Thiago Silva, looking to erase a few ghosts of his own at the Mineirão, will step on.
It's another smart introduction by Tite to bring that player back into this arena, and again just help heal and help forgive. And your crowd responding for Silva. Good response.
First touch for Silva. Now another, as he's back with just over 3 minutes to go. Spinning away from danger. Costa says hold on. Brazil's having too much fun. Neymar makes it up as he goes along. Marcelo in. Neymar, a swing and a miss, and the ball almost batted in by Firmino as Argentina tries to clear.
But Biglia does a good job here tracking back when a lot of his players had thrown the towel in. Biglia comes across and just does enough to hurry up Neymar after another textbook trademark run.
And as Mori making Sergio Romero give him the evil eye. Again, Uruguay getting the job done, as does Brazil. Colombia and Chile share the points, which means Ecuador, one of the big winners.
It seems in these tables, Phil, every team in that top 7 has been in fortunate positions other than Argentina, whose glass of wine continues to just get murkier with each performance. This game coming up against Colombia back in Argentina is absolutely enormous.
Beautiful ball wide, and again you saw Peru, thanks to the points taken away from Bolivia, a lifeline, and they'll be the next opponent for Brazil. Neymar, top of the box. Costa slashing in, turns, tries to fight through, looking for help on the back line, and none coming for Biglia. Out for Higuaín, and easily hauled in by Thiago Silva. Right. And again, we saw it earlier a few minutes ago with Messi driving in on 4 or 5 defenders. When Neymar does that, when Coutinho does that, the pieces of the Brazilian puzzle still swirl around looking for an opening. It seems like Argentina's just waiting for Messi to do something.
We knew that at the start of this game. There's not a lot of great newness about that statement, really, is there? It's been a big question about this Argentina side, Phil, that Messi has been able to be the medicine man, but there was still questions about the rest of the side, especially the defence, and it's been proven day to day. And Neymar has been inspirational for his side on a team performance that has just looked as if every player, as you rightfully point out, complements the other. The Neymar situation is a Koh-i-Noor diamond that sparkles amongst a set of other gems that are playing at the height of their game. And this is in spite of a team that was basically bossing them for the first 20-odd minutes. And they responded with calmness, coolness, and then ruthlessness. A brilliant Brazil. Nothing less.
Brazil ready to celebrate. Argentina ready to get on the plane. Messi looking to get on the score sheet to the goal line, but he can't get it past Silva.
Well, he takes on 5 players and he's got nothing in support. Look at Higuaín as Messi feet continues to dance. Kun Aguero joins in. There's no bursting of the lungs from Higuaín, I'm sorry, but it's been a woeful performance by the man he entrusted to lead the line at the start, and again it's been very much in the shadows of this game.
On the corner, an in-swinger. Out comes Alisson, misses it, headed back, but off target Higuaín. But Ray, again, this is the puzzle. Higuaín scores for Napoli, scores for Juventus. Correa does well at Atletico. Agüero for City. But you put the blue and white shirt on, and they just seem to shrink. Those play convincingly erasing, exorcising the ghosts of World Cup 2014 with a big step towards World Cup 2018.
The defense were working harder than Darth Vader to contain Neymar all game long. They could not. They built on their lead. They earned the right to take the lead. And Argentina, as the slope got steeper and slipperier, had no response.